Hey there, fellers. What's going on? Sentient Potato here. And I'm no G. Schultz. I'm no Kiwi dude. Hell, I'm not even a Steve 1989. But what I am is a guy with an MRE. And this one is menu 20, Italian sausage with pepper and onions in marinara sauce. And it's being done by a Mariqual. The date code on this is 3024, which means it's the 302nd day of 2024. And supposedly the seal is peelable. So, let's give her a go. I forget that I've got kind of weak sissy thumbs. But I am peeling this motherfucker open. Come on. Alright, fuck it. Knife time. If at first you don't succeed, get the sharp object. You're getting in one way or another. Just apparently not like that. There. Now, just gonna, still flail. So let's see what we got in here. I've actually never encountered one that's actually in the bag, I don't think. First thing I see, a hot beverage bag. That usually goes in with your MRE. Let's see, so this would be the entree, the Italian sausage with peppers and onions. Doesn't feel very substantial, I gotta say. Then the little cardboard tray, which just, has all the nutrient facts and what have you. Then recovery trail mix with pretzels, which is pretzels, just pretzels, vegetable oil, salt, malt syrup, yeast, sodium bicarbonate, peanuts, almonds, cashews. Interesting stuff. Oh wow, they actually changed what the toilet paper looks like in the accessory pouches. Like, I'm surprised. I remember, because I used to eat MREs pretty often when I was younger, when I could get my hands on them. Toilet paper used to look a lot different in MREs. Let's see. Still got the chiclets. Peppermint, if you were curious, guys. I believe this is Splenda. Enjoy 0-calorie sweetener. Enjoy sugar if you don't like putting poison in your bodies. Bill's Brew freeze-dried coffee. That's a change. If I remember right, it used to be Nesquik, or just Coffee Instant Type 2. Iodized salt, moist towelette, and creamer, non-dairy dry. Very interesting. I find myself pretty surprised by this MRE so far. Just gonna move a couple things over to here. Then we got Raisins Osmotic. I believe these are nuts of some sort, but let's find out. Jalapeno cashews. Very nice. Then we got crackers. These would be your flavor-wise, your standard Ritz. An MRE spoon, so I didn't even need to pull this out of the drying rack. So I'll just put it here for now. Let's see. Beverage base orange. So this would be basically orange Gatorade. And this is probably peanut butter or cheese. Holy shit, it's cheese spread. Nice. Now it's that you need before opening. And then, lastly, your flameless ration heater. So, just going to get that in the hot beverage bag out. Just going to chuck this. Now, for those of you guys who don't know a flameless ration heater, like what those are, that's pretty obvious. You get a little bit of water in, don't overfill it, and you put the MRE in, then for a little bit, however long the MRE dries. Basically, like what happens is, like it's the pouch thing in here is what is known as like iron filings or something like that, and they react with the water, cause a heat reaction, and you get your food warmed. That'll be right back once we get her in here. Now, I did slightly overfill this, I will admit, but I can hear the iron filings reacting. So, let us get our entree in here. And now, do, get her in here, and normally you're supposed to prop it against a rock or something. I lack a rock, so it's going to have to be or something. And, good lord, my fingers do not want to cooperate. But let me just get this stuff taken out of here. Then we will be back. Hold on, guys. Will my hands even cooperate with me? Been dealing with a swollen thumb the last few days, and that's been, well, causing issues. Alright, got against an or something. Like I said, we'll be right back with the beverage base. But first, actually, let me just get her put into my cup. I think there's a leak somewhere in the bag. Oh, that's just Tang. Okay. Alright, it's a more brown or beige color, I'd say, powder, as opposed to your standard, like, kind of orange-ish powder. Anyways, be right back when it's made. Alright, got her here. Gonna give her a mix with a handy-dandy MRE spoon. These are always pretty high-quality plastic silverware. Like, genuinely, it's nice. Yeah, let me just give her a mix. Very, very strong for the artificial orange scent. It used to be a lot more mild. I wonder why they chose to change it up. Not that I'm complaining, I'm just more kind of curious. Just moving the swag over out of this plate. And let's give her a sip. I'd say it's closer to Gatorade, but it's still very noticeably Tang. Good though if you're having issues with electrolytes. Like if you got too few, get some of this into you and it's not bad. Now obviously if you're having an MRE, first thing you want to check is, are the crackers crushed? Nice hiss. I don't know if you guys heard it, but there was a very nice hiss. They're not squished, but very interesting that they lowered the cracker quality. Let's actually give her a taste real quick. Not bad. It's very, very clearly just like your standard unsalted saltine, though. Man, my thumbs are weak as hell today. Hated to use my teeth on it, but I had no choice. Gonna get some of the cheese spread onto this, and it should make her some flavor of edible. They really improved on the cheese spread from what it used to be. It's got kind of a sharp cheddar-y kind of taste to it. Not bad. That is a massive improvement from 10 years ago. Damn, that's good. Let me just squeeze a little bit more. Then we're going to break the first cracker in half. And then, sure. The only thing I wish is that there was, like that this wasn't a plain cheese spread. Because, like, don't get me wrong, this is fantastic, but, I don't know. I just kind of wish it wasn't regular cheese spread. Not that I'm complaining. This is very good. Let me actually pause this so that way we can return to the other side dishes. There's nice heat coming off of the flameless ration heater, by the way. A little bit of a side note, it is interesting how lower the quality is on the crackers now. These used to be significantly better in both flavor and how well they actually held up. I'm not sure if this is a cost-cutting measure, or if they genuinely thought this was the best idea, but honestly, this cracker is awful. The cheese spread is excellent, but the cracker itself is awful. Alright, so the next thing on the docket are jalapeno cashews. Pretty surprisingly small amount, I gotta say. You're not really getting too many calories out of this meal, but it's not bad. Really well seasoned though, I gotta say. Not sure how well it shows up on camera, but these are shockingly well seasoned. Very good jalapeno flavor. Just gonna get some out on my hand. Kind of see if I can show them to you a little better so you can see the seasoning. Like I said, these are very well seasoned. You know, I'm looking at the ingredients for the cooked Italian sausage. Pork, water, brown sugar, salt, spices including fennel and paprika, chili pepper, sodium phosphate, onion, granulated garlic, and natural flavor. There's shockingly little, like, bullshit in this. I remember when the MREs used to have a little bit more in the way of chemicals and whatnot. Pretty low calorie, though. 270 calories, 19 grams of protein, which is nice, 55 milligrams of cholesterol, 1,070 milligrams of sodium, 17 grams of carbs, 2 grams of fiber, 7 of sugar, vitamin A, 25% of your recommended daily average, 80% of your vitamin C, 10% of your iron, 6% of your calcium. Not bad, though. They have water, bell peppers, tomatoes, and juice, tomato paste, onion. Like for the seasoning, they use onion, sugar, garlic, spices, paprika, parsley. Not bad. Look, I'm actually pretty excited. But while we're waiting, let's break into the osmotic raisins. Now, I suspect these are going to be no different from any other raisin, but I've been known to be surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised again. These are shockingly awful raisins. Making sure you don't skimp out on your protein, though. If you were low on protein and you were out in the military, something like this is definitely like the way to go if you're being given these. As far as raisins go, I'd give this probably a solid 6. I'd like to say out of 10. Definitely had higher quality. Definitely had lower quality. The cashews, if you were curious, I'd give a 8 out of 10 too. Really good spice and flavor. The tang stuff, I'd give about a 6. The cracker, a 3 out of 10. Even for MRE crackers, this is pretty low quality. And the cheese spread, I would give a 9 out of 10 too. Those were really good. Be back. Alright, now let's get to the main dish. Doesn't feel all that heated, so once I get it into a plate, unless it's cool, because it feels like this is kind of hard to get a reaction, which means I got a semi-bad flameless ration heater. It happens. If I'm right, then I'll just get this into a plate and warm it up. Be right back. I'd say let's get this out onto a tray, but all I got's a plate, and let's do this. I got it with my apparently, like, weak fingers today. Ooh, that looks pretty good. Look at that. That is some excellent quality sausage and what have you. That being said, yeah, the flameless ration heater definitely didn't do anything. I've been sitting here for about, I don't know, half an hour. Either maybe it's the material of the toad. I'd like to say, I say the toad, but like the MRE entree bag itself. It got a little bit on my finger, sorry. But honestly, pretty good flavor. I don't know why I'm using my fingers when I have a thing right here. Excuse me while I pause this and then get this into the microwave, because this is still ice cold. Alright, she's nice and warm, just in the microwave for a while. Let's give her a go. Damn, that's really good. If I had to give just this a rating, 9.5 out of 10. This is probably the best MRE entree I've had in a long time. Now, actually, let me check the recovery mix. Even for a shelf-stable recovery mix / trail mix, this is awful. Three out of 10. Overall, though, this MRE, this is solid 8.25 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.